The sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, has been dragged before a federal high court sitting in Abuja to challenge the conduct of local government election in the state. Now, the state government, under the leadership of Admiral Ibas, has fixed August the 30th of 2025 to conduct local government election in the state. In the suit, the plaintiffs, Frederick Edebe, Benita Samuel, Jane Madibuike, Boma Ago and Comfort Agbom, all indigents of Rivers State, said the atmosphere is not yet conducive for the conduct of LG elections. According to them, the president had, in the state of emergency proclamation of 2025, stated that there is clear and present danger or imminent breakdown of public order and public safety, end quote. The plaintiffs are therefore contending that the emergency situation in the state has not abated or ceased till date, which is the reason why the president has not revoked or suspended the state of emergency till date.
Now joining us live in the studio to speak on the unfolding Rivers State political drama is the National Publicity Secretary of the Social Democratic Party, Judith Shu'aibu. Also, well, the National Legal Advisor of the SDP should be on his way in a bit, but then we have the National Publicity Secretary of the party. Welcome, Ms. Shu'aibu. Now, the situation in Rivers State has generated a lot of debate, a lot of controversy, and many stakeholders say that an administrator is not constitutionally empowered to supervise elections in Rivers State. Now, that probably is a very major point that they have raised, but would like to know your take on this as far as the Rivers State election controversy is concerned.
Well, thank you very much for having me in the studio this morning. It's an absolute pleasure. It's rather unfortunate, the unfolding events in Rivers State. And really and truly, one would think that that should have been put to bed as soon as possible, because we're a democratic nation. And as such, it is very important that the representation of the people is seen at the helm of affairs. However, what we see in Rivers State is nothing beyond a really stretched exercise of power, and that should really be reviewed and regulated, because that's not the image we want to project about Nigeria as far as the dynamics of our democracy is concerned.
Now,
speaking of image, can you shed some light on the situation within the SDP? You know, there's been a lot of turmoil in recent weeks and spilling into months. Can we get your view on what has been happening and give some light, shed some light on the situation?
Well, the SDP, which is my beloved party, is rather an unfortunate, there are rather unfortunate events that we have seen, as you've highlighted, in the past couple of months. But it is nothing short of people who are spinning politics into personal affairs. Is nothing short of people who are placing the priority of serving the nation as secondary to whatever their personal preference is. That is really what has given birth to the situation we have seen within the SDP. But notwithstanding, this is amongst a couple of people. It is between the national chairman, the national secretary, and a few people at the helm of affairs who really should be in retirement right now, but are choosing to hold on to unnecessary power in the bid to hope that they can usurp it. But the great people of the Social Democratic Party stood up at the end of July on the 25th and took back that power and decided to checkmate the excesses of people who were initially entrusted with the responsibility of leading and guiding the affairs of the party. I was a member of the National Working Committee. I still am a member by virtue of NEC nomination again of the Social Democratic Party. However, I witnessed that, but some of us stood and said, you know what, this needs to stop. We can't be exchanging blows when we are supposed to be guiding the affairs of the party with people who have trusted us with that responsibility. And that is being checkmated. So no matter the resistance, I believe that the SDP is rather positioned right now to be the face of what Nigerians need as what a political party should be, with the right representation, with the interest of the people at heart. So really, we're moving past those personal agendas of certain elements and actors within the party.
Come to think of it, those certain elements that you are talking about, I'm sure will not leave will not let what they call sleeping dogs lie. So supposing they head to court to challenge the decision, what state would that leave the party in, remembering that the next wave of elections is less than 2 years away?
Well, you know, I really value that question because, you see, first of all, the state of the party would invariably lead to court cases to begin with, because you are talking about decisions of former leaders who the decisions and choices they were making was invariably affecting by elections. As you know, there was delay in SDP even featuring on the ballot, given the wranglings and whose signature is accepted in INEC and all of that. So that was already inevitable, which is what brought about the necessity for the leadership to be checkmated. You know, there's a part of the SDP constitution that essentially invokes emergency processes to fix this, which is what was invoked. Constitutional procedure was followed within the party as far as the larger majority of members and leaders of the party who still want to uphold justice and do what is right. And so because of that, really, we do not envisage any challenge that would be beyond repair. So in no time. So as a matter of fact, we believe that the SDP is really on the right course as of right now, under the right leadership, of course.
Many thanks, Judith Shu'aibu, the National Publicity Secretary of the Social Democratic Party, the SDP, for joining us on Daybreak this morning.
Thank you for having me.